Chapter 1 presentation by John Cork. Windows Server 2019 advantages. Multi-layered security features. Firewall that offers layers of defense against malicious activity and cyber attacks. Uses a powerful Windows Defender antivirus software. Automated patching from Microsoft keeps the system updated with the latest security updates. Windows Server can also host multiple sockets. This allows website owners to host multiple sites simultaneously. This, in part, saves on costs and improves performance for businesses or enterprises. Some more advantages include that it does not demand too much maintenance. This can be a large advantage for many reasons. This allows IT administrators to focus on managing other tasks instead of fixing server issues. This is a great solution for any business looking to reduce the maintenance required in their enterprise environment. Some more advantages when it comes to Windows Server is that it's extremely scalable of a platform, making it an extremely adaptable program. This allows businesses to easily adjust the utilization of system resources and tailor them to their needs. It also allows for any scaling of application architecture appropriate for any organization's size and complexity. Access control is another top benefit of Windows Server. It simplifies setting user control access restrictions and permissions within a system environment. The system allows administrators to assign access rights based on credentials. This reduces mismatches between software versions and features. Some disadvantages of the Windows Server include management tools are still lacking when it comes to remotely managing server core. It often updates for a very long time, and users must wait for services to be back online. It has incredibly high licensing costs that has made Microsoft a costly option for businesses, and this has increased year over year. Some more disadvantages include some of the more advanced management is nuanced and poorly documented. Anything slightly complex or out of the norm requires a lot of searching. Making the overall operating system of Windows Server more stable, meaning to avoid shutdowns or crashes, would be very beneficial. Some more disadvantages that need improvement would be improvement in the boot time of when the Windows Server operating system starts and is online. The Windows Server could also improve on its security. It requires constant patching to remain secure, which can lead to the servers having to be offline. Windows Server also has no integration with the Linux platform. Some more disadvantages is that it can be extremely time consuming to set up a server, and this can be a difficult task for some users. The complexity of a Windows Server can also make troubleshooting any problems that arise extremely difficult depending on the problem. Upgrading a Windows Server from one major version to another can also be a complex problem. Some hardening recommendations for the Windows Server would be to disable the guest accounts on each server, make sure system and admin accounts are using advanced password practices, disable or delete unused accounts, rename the local administrator account or disable it and create an account with a unique name. Ubuntu advantages. Ubuntu is an open source operating system, which means it is free to use, modify, and distribute. This allows the users to have full control over their operating system and customize it to suit their needs. This offers better performance and efficiency compared to some other operating systems, mainly best for older hardware. Ubuntu provides a user-friendly and intuitive interface, making it easy to navigate and use. Ubuntu is a Linux-based operating system, and it supports a wide range of software applications. Large software repository with thousands of free and open source programs, which has a lot of advantages. Some more advantages of Ubuntu is that it's known for its strong security features. It's less vulnerable to malware and security threats compared to other operating systems. It's designed to be stable and reliable and have a very low memory footprint. This allows it to run smoothly on systems with limited resources and older hardware. Some disadvantages of the Ubuntu system is that it may not support all the software that is available for other operating systems like Windows or Mac OS. The learning curve to get accustomed to Ubuntu and its unique features can also be more complex. Official technical support options may be limited compared to commercial operating systems such as Windows. Some more disadvantages include Ubuntu is limited to the choice of applications it has. Most major software developers develop stuff first for Microsoft and Apple. Also, reported driver issues or compatibility between the operating system and the hardware specifications of their computers. One of the main criticisms of Ubuntu is its apparent commercialization. With every new update, it appears that it is moving a little bit further away from being an open source model that is free to use. Some hardening recommendations for the Ubuntu system would be to ensure user accounts are all locked down, check that accounts have passwords, accounts with no passwords have no security, keep root accounts to a minimum and add user accounts if possible. Windows Firewall advantages. Convenience. Windows Firewall is built into the operating system and is automatically enabled. Not paying anything extra for the Windows Firewall Defender. It comes built in with your operating system. As a built-in solution, Windows Defender integrates seamlessly with other security features in the operating system. Some more advantages include that Microsoft regularly updates Windows Defender to address the latest threats, so you can be sure your protection is up to date. It also does not take up a lot of processing power to run the firewall. Windows Firewall also offers a global default traffic handling security policy that thoroughly blocks all unsolicited incoming traffic to all computer network connections. Windows Firewall disadvantages. May not provide adequate protection against more advanced and persistent threats. Lacks a dashboard that allows you to monitor all devices underneath a network. This limits its functionality for large-scale use only. Windows Firewall disadvantages. Lacks creating custom settings for each program. Creating rules, displaying statistics, tracking back intrusions, attempts, etc. Known to have relatively high false and positive rates, meaning it may flag harmless files or activities as malicious. Widespread use of the firewall makes it a tempting target for hackers. Some hardening recommendations for the Windows Firewall would be to centrally manage the firewall with group policy, create a baseline firewall policy, create separate GPOs for specific rules or security groups, enable all firewall profiles, disable rule merging. IP tables firewall advantages. IP tables is the type of firewall that is implemented on Linux operating systems as part of the kernel. It is a powerful tool that can be used to configure packet filtering, network address translation or NAT, and port forwarding. It is designed to be easy to configure and customize, allowing users to create firewall rules based on source and destination IP addresses, port number, and protocol type. Some more advantages of the IP tables firewall include that it allows users to monitor their servers and traffic from and to their computers using tables. A set of rules, also known as chains, is stored in the table to filter incoming and outgoing data. IP tables is a critical tool for network traffic management because it allows you to control which data packets pass through your network and who can access it. Some more advantages of IP tables firewall is that it is managed with NetFilter Linux kernel subsystem. This allows the firewall administrator to set up policies for incoming connections. Windows Firewall does not offer all the same features that IP tables does. By taking advantage of its customization options and rule-based filtering capabilities, you can ensure that your network always remains safe and secure. Some disadvantages of the IP tables firewall is that the Windows firewall is more suited for consumer-based machines or solo end users. IP tables does not support IPv6. However, firewalls supports both IPv4 and IPv6. It is relatively easy to get it running as a basic firewall, but it can become extremely complex when performing specific network manipulation tactics. IP tables is a static tool that requires a firewall restart every time you make a change through it, and this can be a big disadvantage. Another significant disadvantage is that as it slows down implementation, and this might be a problem. Some more disadvantages of IP tables firewall is that it requires additional network stack monitoring and knowledge required. IP tables also does not scale well compared to Windows firewall. You also might experience extreme latency due to sensitive applications, and your wrong approach with IP tables can really cripple your system if not done correctly. Some hardening recommendations for IP tables would be to block null packets. This is done with this command. The second thing I would do for hardening recommendations is the force SYN packets check. This is done to make sure TCP connections are SYN packets. This is done with this command. The last thing I would do is incoming malformed Xmas packets must be dropped, and this is done with this command.